Hello, this is Sarah from the Paper Cut. Yesterday I posted some pictures of some cards that I did with Yupo paper and alcohol ink and then the alcohol lift ink pad. I had some requests for directions, so I thought I would give you a short video on how to do it. So this is kind of the look we're going for. I did alcohol ink on there, and then to get the pattern I used the alcohol lift off pad. So what we need today is our Yupo paper. We need our alcohol lift ink. We need alcohol inks, paper towel, and then we need an alcohol ink applicator, which I'm just using a wood block that I attached Velcro to, and then some felt. So we're going to come over here. We're using Yupo paper. Yupo paper is a synthetic paper, so it's actually waterproof. So the alcohol inks don't soak in, so they allow you to put the alcohol ink on them, but the alcohol ink dries and then you can get some secondary effects that you won't get on regular glossy paper. So we're going to start just on our Yupo. We're going to put some bigger drops of alcohol ink on our felt pad. So I'm using Stream. Second color I'm using is Patina. So I've got one big drop of Stream, one big drop of Patina, and then I'm putting a bigger drop of Citrus. Now you can get your alcohol inks on your paper in a number of different ways. This is just a very simple way. Some people squirt their alcohol inks right on their Yupo paper. You can put blending solution on it. You can take a brush over it. You can blow it with a straw. So there's a lot of different ways. With the felt pad that we're using, you can dab it, you can swoosh it, you can kind of twirl it, and you'll get different effects no matter which way you do it. We're just blotting it just because it gives you a nice background on the Yupo paper of the alcohol inks, and we're just kind of moving it around to get a little bit different of a pattern. So just need a background on there, very easy. I had talked about earlier about getting some secondary effects, so this one I did earlier. When you blot on top of a dried one, you'll kind of get this little bubbly effect that it shows like that. Now if you hit it really hard, you'll get these bigger bubbles, but they'll start to bleed in. So the drier it is or the lighter you go, you'll start to get this little effect, and you can do it with other colors. So I'm just going to grab my purple and just show you the purple on top of the blues and greens. It's really pretty. So I'm just going to go just very lightly around the outsides. And as it dries, we'll start getting like these littler bubbles. Somebody was looking to do something like with a dragon, and they thought that looked like dragon scales. So that just gives you a little bit different effect, but you won't get these secondary effects with regular glossy paper. So the Yupo is just a little bit different because your ink that's dry on the bottom will react with the ink that you put on over the top. So you can get just some secondary effects when you're using the Yupo paper versus your glossy paper. So now let's go back to our regular piece of Yupo, and we're going to take the alcohol ink lift off pad. We're going to take a rubber stamp and we're just going to ink it up. So I'm just tapping it. The stamp that we're using is a stamp from Impression Obsession. It's one of their big background stamps, and we're using their big mega mount, so it's a curved block with a handle. Works really nice for the bigger stamps. So we're just going to ink up our stamp with our lift ink pad. Ink it up. Then we're going to set it down, rock it forward, and roll it up. Now sometimes our paper sticks to our, so we're just going to pull that off. Now, well, we lifted our ink up off of this paper and it's now on our stamp. We're going to take a piece of glossy paper and we're just going to get a secondary image right away off of our stamp. So that's showing our variance in colors with our alcohol inks that were on our original piece of Yupo paper. So we get that. We're going to go back to our Yupo. We're going to take a piece of paper towel and we're just going to blot it. And you can see as I start blotting it, we're starting to see our image. I'm pressing down fairly hard when I'm blotting because I'm actually picking the lift off ink up. So I want to, It's going to get dirty, your paper towels. We're going to just take our paper towel, and this one I've obviously used before. We're going to turn it to different sections and keep blotting. After you feel like you've gotten, most of the lift-off ink off there, then you can buff it, and that'll bring out your image even more. So then we can just buff it. That displays our image even more. We want to make sure that our Yupo paper is fairly dry of the lift-off ink, otherwise it will smear the image. So you want to do enough blotting first before you start buffing. And then you'll get a really neat background on there. So we got our background and we got our secondary image by using the lift-off ink and our alcohol inks on our Yupo paper. So to get your Yupo paper, you can go to the paper cut, www.thepapercut.com.